in December of 1997, I submitted an application to the Canadian Forces. And by September of 1998, I was off to Saint Jean, Quebec for basic training. This is where my path truly began. I remember arriving at Saint Jean for the first time, and I'll never forget a particular Master Corporal who went out of his way to give us a very, very special 2 a.m. welcome. Basic infantry training was physically and mentally demanding, but I persevered. A year later, I earned a Maroon Beret with the title of paratrooper. Within the next 3 years, I completed 2 peacekeeping tours in Bosnia. Bosnia felt a long way away from the inner city where I had started. A decade into my career, I had earned a Queen's Commission to the rank of second lieutenant, which I am proud of because it was earned on merit. During this time, I was blessed to meet my wife, Kasia, who moved here from Poland when she was 12. We married in 2006 and purchased our first home, which was a very special milestone in my life because I remember just being pumped up when I was a young adult about paying the rent on time while still keeping the lights and phone connected. We have also been blessed with 2 beautiful children who in large part are the reason I look to the future of this city. All of the success in my life is merely a byproduct of other people's support, kindness, and continued belief in me. I have said all that to say this. After overcoming every obstacle and challenge put before me and realizing that when you think you have reached your fullest potential, that you've only really just begun, I believe no challenge is insurmountable. There was a quote that jumped out at me in December issue of the Canadian Business magazine. I'll never forget this quote, as it erased any doubt that I may have had about my intentions for the future. Mr. Rob McEwen, who was featured in the cover story, stated, "If you want to get somewhere, you can either stand behind the person in front of you or step out of line. I've always found that I get to where I want to go faster if I step out of line. In Canada, there are too many people standing in line waiting for someone else to do something for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to tell you that I am choosing to step out of that line and hereby officially announce my candidacy for Mayor of Edmonton in the upcoming October 18, 2010 municipal election." There is a misconception that only individuals who are affluent, well-connected, and socially elite are entitled or capable of running for office. I am standing here today to dispel that notion. Some may say I am too young and inexperienced. Well, I will kindly remind the naysayers of William Griesbach, who he, like me, was an Army lieutenant around the time of his tenure as mayor, and at the age of 28 was and still is the youngest mayor in Edmonton's history. I will also retort that I embrace the label as being a political outsider and will bring new energy and passion that this city is yet to see in its history. Today I read a blog about me stating that Daryl Bonar does not understand how democracy works. To me, democracy means electing a leader that requires more than just 1.8 people out of every 10 actually voting for me. Remember, the Ark was built by amateurs. The Titanic was built by professionals. I have a fresh perspective on Edmonton city politics. Thinking outside the box is easy when you haven't been in the box and gotten jaded over the years. I am not a polished politician like my opponent. In fact, I am more of an unpolitician. I am willing to take a position. I am willing to get results. I am willing to listen to my constituents and follow through on promises. I have no illusions about the challenging path before me, but I have a track record for success against the odds. It is my opinion that there has never been a more critical time in Edmonton's history. The city is facing several monumental decisions that historians will look back on as key forks in the road in this city's evolution. The LRT expansion, downtown arena, and municipal airport, to name a few, are issues that are nearing a climax, and the outcomes could have a dramatic and lasting effect on Edmonton. These are pivotal times indeed, yet in 2007, only 27% of eligible voters turned up at the polling station on election day. His Worship, Mayor Mandel, earned 98,000 votes from Edmontonians, which represented less than 18% of the city's voters. The election was deemed by pundits the non-election. Today, the political experts have all but anointed His Worship and have called this upcoming election a coronation. Today, standing here steadfast and resolute, I am saying with certainty that the October 18th election will be anything but a coronation. Traditionally, voter turnout in Edmonton has been low with a record low turnout of only 10%. Why is voter turnout so low? Well, I put the question to Edmontonians over the last month. From those who did not vote, the overwhelming response was that the cynicism and lack of faith in the political climate of the city. It is not that the majority of Edmontonians are apathetic or indifferent. In fact, they are quite passionate about Edmonton, but did not believe that previous names on the ballot would truly represent their voices. It is my humble opinion that democracy cannot be served only one day every 3 years by putting a check in a box and then waiting another 1,000 days for democracy to be served again. The people of Edmonton make the city great and deserve to be heard every day. Out of all levels of government, municipal politics seem to receive the least amount of attention. Yet it is civic politics that affect our day-to-day lives the most. So I say once again, this is a pivotal time in Edmonton's history, and such times call for the majority of us to stand up and be heard. In 1918, 83.5% of eligible voters had their voice heard at the polls. It is my goal to see Edmontonians smash that nearly century-old record and rewrite the history books with the knowledge that when the city needed us the most, we came together and answered the call.